Okay, I think we live.
Hi, everyone.
Hello. Hey,
I'm
Abby.
going to just check my phone and make sure we're streaming, but I'm sure we are.
Yeah, it says on my screen, meeting is now streaming live on Facebook. All right,
Good.
Anybody joining us? Hello, hello, hello,
Yes,
hello, hello.
Here we are.
All right, so
Hi, everyone.
Abby, hey, we decided to talk about hope, right? One of my students said to me, but why do people say that hope is detrimental, and why does hope, hope seems such a nice, beautiful space, right? But there is a hook to hope.
Can you tell me more about that?
Yeah, well, when you hope, right, you hope about something that will happen in the future, right? So it's waiting related. So the first thing is that you're not present, right? I mean, you hope it will happen.
Oh, okay.
So there is a waiting for it to happen. You anticipate, you hope, right? So then every time you do that, right, there is also the fear that it will not happen.
Oh, I see.
But it's not even a fear, it's anxiety. So hope and anxiety is like the front and the back of the hand. You cannot have one without the other.
Wow.
I know.
Could you explain the difference between, you said it's not a fear, it's an anxiety. What's the difference?
Well, fear is when you are confronted with a physical danger, right? So if I parachute a rhinoceros in front of you, you're going to have fear. And that is very fortunate. Otherwise, you will go and pat the rhinoceros on the horn.
Definitely. I definitely would.
Right? Yeah. So in the Paleolithic age, right, when we were, how do you call them, hommes des cavernes, cavern men?
Yes, cavemen,
right?
or
Then that's why we survived. It's because we had fear, right? So we knew what to eat, not to eat, what animal to get close, how to watch the weather and all that, right? So fear is good, because without fear, we would not be here, okay? But anxiety is very different. Anxiety is when you anticipate something or imagine something that might happen in the future. You have a vague danger in front of you, right? It's like, it's like not precise, it's not determined, but there is this dread, right? And sometimes it's even the dread of nothing. Like you can go all the way to be anxious about the void, the nothingness, death, right?
Wow. Yes, definitely.
So, when you're anxious, your body reacts with hormones, stress hormones and all that, but it's not like fear. It's the same hormone than fear, but fear is a moment in time, and it's very, hopefully quick. But but anxiety can go on and 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 on, right?
Yeah.
So it's, so you will say to me, well, how do you live life without anxiety and hope? Because if you have no hope and no anxiety, then maybe, right? Then you are in the present, but then there will be despair.
Yes, exactly.
Despair, not in the sense of desperate. It's despair means without hope, right? So it's, the Pascal, one of my favorite philosophers, right, French philosopher, said, here's the human condition. You have to deal with three things. Inconsistency, meaning change and flow and everything moves, right? Boredom and anxiety.
Oh my God. Yep.
So when you can accept that, then you'll have no hope.
Oh, so when you can accept that condition of
Yeah.
humanness,
Yeah.
there's like not a reason to have hope because it just
That's
is
right.
what it is.
That's right. All right. I'm going to just give you another quote. Hang on, let me find it. It's from the Mahabharata. He says, only he will be happy who has lost all hope. For hope is the greatest torture there is, and despair the greatest happiness.
Whoa.
That's the paradox of life, right? So it doesn't mean despair like to stop hoping, dreaming about getting happiness in the future. It means being present, right? Like it's about being in the present moment. Like, but it's a present that lasts. It's called your life.
Wow.
It's you know, you can learn from the past in the present, right? But it's a past present with memories and gratitude and loyalty, and that's the past now in the present, right? And you can think of the future, but now, like with planning projects, you know, imagination, creativity, right? But it's the future now. That's what they mean by despair. As the greatest happiness is that you are present. That's the wisdom. So
does that mean
he is happy, the one that has lost all hope, because hope is the biggest torture, right? Because you're not present, you're hoping.
Wow.
But despair is the biggest happiness because you accept the human condition. It's always in the moment, right?
Wow.
You don't stop dreaming. You don't stop. But it's all brought back in the present. Do you get it, or is it a bit abstract?
No, I really get it. And folks, if you're listening and you have questions, feel free to ask them because I'm here watching. That it really makes sense what you're saying. And I was just wondering, I was thinking like, how do I use the word hope in my life? Like even something as minute as like, I hope you have a nice day, right? I can feel where the anxiety is there. It's subtle.
Yeah.
It's subtle, but it's there. If you find it, you kind of dive in. It's a desire
on something that hasn't happened yet. We don't have it, therefore it's a lack, right?
Yes.
We don't know if it will be satisfied or not.
Yes.
Right? And that satisfaction and fulfillment doesn't depend on us.
Wow. Yes. It reminds me a lot of the conversations that we have when you talk about how important language is. It's so important, language, because it creates your life. So that word hope, sort of a tricky one, because it seems like it's, you know, uplifting in a way. But when you dive in, and I can really get what you're saying, when you dive in, there is an automatic anxiety attached to that space.
Yeah. So in philosophy, despair is the absence of hope. It's not being suicidal.
Okay, so despair isn't like misery necessarily. It's like
no, it's accepting the human condition. The Greek called it the tragedy, the human tragedy.
Wow.
Boredom, constant inconsistency, and anxiety. The moment you get out of the present moment, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So if you hope for happiness, what you get is a hope for happiness, not happiness.
Ah, I see. So I'm thinking now of, I think it's the motto for breast cancer awareness or something. And it's like hope or something, you know, so it's almost that we should replace hope, not should, but we could replace hope with something more specific. Like, how would you take that idea of hope? Or is it really just more about being present with?
Well, when you give up hope, then you can take action, right? Do you know when you're waiting for the result, like if you're sick or whatever, you're waiting for the result of a test or whatever, or you worry, you have anxiety about something that will happen. And when it finally happens, okay, you can get into action and do something about it, right?
Yes. Okay, I totally get it.
So it's Seneca. Do you remember Seneca? One of my favorite
I do, yes.
as well. He says, when you will stop hoping, then I can teach you about action.
Oh, I really get that. That is really, really cool. It's actually it's actually like feels empowering when you get it.
Mm. It is, right? Because but it really doesn't mean that you cannot have dreams or whatever.
Right.
Just don't hope, because right now is what you have is right now, right?
Yes. And I can feel the difference actually when you're speaking between the space of like having dreams and the space of hope. It's different. I get, in the beginning you said hope automatically has waiting attached to it. I feel that in it. Whereas dreaming is more like sort of a space of creation.
Yeah. And waiting means no action, right? You just wait.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's powerful. I've never had this conversation. This is really interesting.
So you need to learn, act, and love. That's the way to, just instead of hoping, learn, act, take action, and love.
I love that. Should be like the motto of life, like learn, act, love. That's just beautiful. That is beautiful.
So maybe we should write to the cancer campaign people.
Yes, learn, act, love. That is
otherwise you hope, right? You know, a lot of people hope, but the people that it's difficult to hope that your cancer won't come back, right? Hope that the test will be negative, right? No, just live, be alive.
Yeah. Wow.
So that's hope.
Oh, that's so interesting. Let me just check and see if we have any comments or questions, because this is such an interesting topic. Let's see. I don't see any at the moment. No questions or comments as of right now.
Yeah. So it always comes back to being in the present, right?
Yeah.
But it's a present that goes on and on. It's just like always the present.
Yes.
Right?
Gosh, that's so interesting. You know, since we started talking about the topic of cancer, it's actually sort of a good one in terms of not just cancer itself, but illness. That's a place where hope comes in a lot. I have a friend named Bethany Webb who wrote a book called My Guru Cancer. And she writes about this topic a lot. Like, what does it mean to live a full life and have a cancer diagnosis? What does it mean to live a full life and question the thoughts of, oh no, this is going to hurt me, this is going to kill me? And
the anxiety.
Yeah. It's really fabulous. And it's a totally different take on how to live.
Yeah, in fact, we are separated from happiness by hope. Amazing, right?
Oh my God, yes. Yes. Wow.
Because when you have hope for happiness, you cannot have happiness.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
Oh, Sophie, that's amazing.
It's the paradox of life. It's the paradox of life.
Wow. Wow. Who knew that hope was actually the barrier in some ways between ourselves and whatever that thing is that we're hoping for, or that state that we're hoping for?
Yep. All right. Well, it might be a bit abstract for everybody, but please let me know what you get out of it.
Yeah, I'm actually. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's just that I really want people to know it's not about not having dreams.
Yeah.
I am not, but once you accept that this is it, There is total uncertainty. There is no safety. It's total inconsistency. You never know what will happen. Part of it even is being anxious, and there is boredom to deal with. Okay.
Yep.
Just accept it.
Wow.
That's called despair.
Wow.
Right? But despair not as in miserable. It's called the absence of hope. Then you can be present, saying, okay, and then gratitude arises, joy arises, just you're in your life now.
Before we go, I want to ask you for one more distinction. You hear hope and faith used together a lot. How would you distinguish the difference between hope and faith?
Well, so hope I did distinguish, right?
Yes.
Faith for me, and I'm making it up right now, right? But faith is the total surrendering acceptation of the mystery of it all. So faith for me is totally which I adore, the total acceptance of not knowing and not even attempting to know. It's this delicious surrender to the mystery. That's what faith is for me. But it's not hoping for something. Right. Yep. It's right now. It's just like, okay, I'm yours. I am yours. I don't even know what I am or who I am.
You can really have faith and despair together. Wow. Yeah. Okay,
so I adore experiencing this faith, because with it, for me, comes safety and peace. And an experience of the goodness of the divine, which I'm keeping.
It sounds to me that faith can really be a context for despair. You can be in that despair and the knowing of the design of the humanness, because you have that faith in the great mystery that something is okay in the space of that despair.
Well, it's not even okay or not okay. It's just a mystery. You cannot qualify the mystery. You can, if you add any word to it, then it's not faith.
That makes sense.
It's just, it happens that my experience is really great. But it doesn't mean anything.
Okay. I got that. The total surrender.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah.
Thank you, Sophie. Thank you for all those different distinctions, because this is a really interesting topic.
It is. Yeah. All right. I love you, Abby. Bye, everybody.
You, Sophie. Bye, everybody. Have a great day.
All right. I'm supposed to stop live on Facebook. Hang on. Where is it? There.